welcome to the Denver Radio Club Net, being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on the air every Sunday evening at about 8:30 p.m. Good evening, my name is Jim. My call sign is Kilo Zero, Tango Oscar Romeo. I'll be your net control station transmitting from Littleton, Colorado. If there's any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings of the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And yet, with the COVID-19 restrictions, we don't have a face-to-face meeting, so we use Google Meets and have a virtual meeting. Our next meeting, if you need access to that, it'll be on our website, www.w0tx.org, or if you're on the mail list, you'll get an email that provides that website address as well. Our next meeting will be on June the 16th, and an Elmer session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to our monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions that you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when our monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio-related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and the St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate and support. Please contact our club president if you'd like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV, and Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is www.w0tx.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Voluntary Examiner Program. But again, with COVID restrictions, hopefully those will be lifted here soon. We can get back to face-to-face. But we do be testing from time to time with the restrictions for COVID. We have to have a large area so we can get enough separation. So we don't have the testing as often as we did. But whenever we have testing, we will pass that on here at this net or on our website. So just keep tuned in or check our website. If you have other questions regarding testing, you can contact our VE team lead, Tom Koshalski, KC2CHE, and his phone number is 720-284-1911. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R serving as net control. Are there any special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call out.
November 0 Delta Bravo Sierra.
November 0 Delta Bravo Sierra. Don, go ahead.
Like to reiterate, the Laurel VE team is still administering exams. They are free. They are computer-based. hamstudy.org/sessions/W0PCT for further information, times and dates. In 0DBS, back to net.
And 0DBS, this is K02R. Thank you, Don. We do appreciate that. Before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check in to the Denver Radio Club net this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PL repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 megahertz with a minus 600 kilohertz offset, or 448.625 megahertz with a minus 5 megahertz offset. Are there any visiting radio amateurs who would like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now.
This is K0GET Kilo 0 Golf Echo Tango, Jeremy from Aurora.
And in control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in, K0GET Jeremy. Welcome to the net, and glad you dropped in. And just curious how you found us.
W0TX Repeater.
I have to apologize. I missed all of that because a second channel on my radio popped up and I wasn't able to get it muted in time to hear your transmission. I just got that you were curious about something. This is K0GET, back to net.
Not a problem, Jeremy. Just saying that welcome to the net, and glad you stopped by to visit us. And I was just wondering how you found us, just out of curiosity.
I just turned on the SDR, was popping around the bands and saw some traffic here and listened in and saw that a net was just starting, or heard that a net was just starting, rather. K0GET.
Well, very good. My luck, I guess, works too. Just curious. I wonder sometimes people find out about us on a net and such. So, just curiosity more than anything. But, anyways, welcome to the net, and we're here every Sunday night. And feel free to stop by whenever. And if we can help in any way, we're here to do that as well. So, make one more call before I move on. Do I have any other visitors who would like to check into our net this evening? If so, please call now.
November 6th, Whiskey Hotel Victor.
November 6th, Whiskey Hotel Victor. Got to get a name, please.
Yes, good evening. Name is Dick. And I was informed by Mark at Denver Water about this net.
Well, very good. Glad to have you stop over and visit with us. We're here every Sunday night, and I know Denver Water is active as well. We'd be glad to have you visit anytime you want. And again, if there's anything we can do to help, let us know. I don't have all the answers, I'll tell you that, but we'll find somebody here in the club that does. So anyway, that's what the hobby is all about, and we enjoy doing that. So however we can help benefits everyone. All right. Well, before I run in, maybe I'll get lucky and have someone else check in. Make another call. We have any other visitors that would like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now.
W0 Foxtrot Charlie, Jerry, checking in late.
W0CIB, Charles in Denver. Always checking in late.
Well, really, you're checking in early. So we're still going through it and inviting visitors to check in. But I believe it's W0FSC Jerry and W0CIV Charles. Well, we got you checked in anyway, so don't worry about that. There's no penalties or fines or anything like that. Just trying to make our way down through the list here tonight. Before I move on, do we have any other visitors that might check in? Please call now. I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call out. All right, now we'll get to the big list. We'll now take regular check-ins in groups, and please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
N0ETV, Lance, Aurora, no traffic.
Kilo Bravo 0, Alpha Mike Juliet, Clyde in Arvada, no traffic.
November 5, Charlie, Mike, Kilo, Greg in Denver, no traffic.
Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo, Rich in Arvada, no traffic, good evening to all.
Alpha Fox 0 Echo, Alex Brumfield.
This is K1 DBC, Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie, drone, with a field day update.
Kilo Alpha 5, Delta Kilo Sierra, Ken in Arvada.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 DPR Paul. Paul, you're really noisy in tonight. I could just pick up a little bit of that, but being familiar with the call sign and such, we got you. Next I had N0 ETV Lance, KB0 AMJ Clyde, N5 CMK Greg, WD6 DOK Rich, AF0E Alex, K1 DBC Drone. I believe you said you had traffic. Is that correct, Drone?
Yes, that's correct. I have traffic.
All right, thank you. And lastly, we had KA5 DKS Ken. Make one more call for radio amateurs. Its call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
November 0 Echo Yankee Zulu, Jim in Jefferson County.
Kilo Charlie 0, Charlie Zulu, Bob and Thornton.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Hotel Romeo, Rye in Westminster.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Foxtrot Quebec, Troy, Denver.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. N0 YEZ Jim, KC0 CZ Bob, KF0 BHR Bry, and KF0 FAQ Troy. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
Correction on the call.
Yes, go ahead, correction.
It's November 0 Echo Yankee Zulu. Jim in Jefferson County.
W0TX Repeater.
Thanks, Jim. I don't know why I get those letters mixed up. My brain scrambles, I guess, Jim, but I apologize for that. November Echo Yankee Zulu. Thank you. And let's go back. Let's see, you got... Make a call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo, AA 0 JK, Fred Narvada, good evening, no traffic.
0GV Jerry Westminster.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor, Tom K6H JV Arvada, no traffic.
Whiskey 0, India Bravo Alpha, Eric in Hudson, no traffic.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. AA0JK Fred, W0GV Jerry, K6HJV Tom, and W0IBA Eric. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now. All right, move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0 Kilo Papa Sierra, K0 KPS, Kevin Lakewood, no traffic.
Whiskey 0 Lima Foxtrot, Orland and Golden, no traffic, over.
Kilo Echo 0 Oscar Sierra India, Tom Highlands Ranch, no traffic. Kilo 0 Lima Alpha India, K0 LAI Larry in Lakewood.
WG0N Dave, South Lakewood.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. K0KPS Kevin, WW0LF Orland, KE0OSI Tom, K0LAI Larry, and WG0N Dave. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo. Stand in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Echo Zero, Romeo Victor Zulu John in Lakewood, no traffic.
November 0, Tango Oscar Echo, Dick, Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Bravo 9er, Quebec Delta Golf, KB 9er, QDG, Carl, Lakewood, no traffic.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WB2SHR Stan, KE0RVZ John, N0TOE Dick, and KB9er QDG Carl. Big second call for radio amateurs. Call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now. And moving down the alphabet, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UV, Marshall in Glendale.
November 0, X-ray, Romeo, X-ray,
Michael D,
Mark,
Edgewater,
Arvada.
no traffic.
Kilo Delta 0, Whiskey Papa Quebec, Tom and Aurora, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Yankee Kilo Victor, Bill, Lakewood.
November 0, Golf Tango Golf, Kurt in Denver, out of sequence.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KF0UV Marshall, and Mark, I got N0 and I got a double and covered over you. Could you come back with the suffix with the call sign, please?
Yes, sir, no problem. It's November 0, X-ray, Romeo, X-ray. Mark in Arvada.
All right, thank you. November 0, X, Mark. And I had KB0 UIG and KD0 WPQ Tom, KE0 YKV Bill, and N0 GTG Kurt. We'll make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
W0TX repeater.
All right, do the total alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. The last caller is awful broken. I got Echo Oscar. Could you come back with the call and name again, please? See if I can copy. Well, you got an awful lot of noise on your signal. I got Kilo Echo Zero Oscar question mark Tango, and I did not get the name. Could we try that again, please?
Kilo Echo Zero Oscar India Tango. And that's Mike. Sorry about that.
WG0N relay.
Dave, I think I got it that time. Is Kilo Echo Zero Oscar. Let's see, Oscar India Tango. Mike, is that what you got, Dave?
Yes, sir.
All right, make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. All right, there'll be a chance for late check-ins a little bit later in the net. And at this time, I'd like to turn the net over to our club president, Jerry Bill Howard, W0GV, cover club business. Go ahead, Jerry, the net is yours.
Morning, Jim. Well, thanks for doing the net. Welcome, everybody. A couple things. First off, our next regular meeting will be June 16th, and that'll be another virtual meeting, as we've been doing. And the program will be on USB and serial interfaces presented by Bob N6 TV. So nowadays that everything is connected to everything, this will be interesting information. We'll learn about USB and serial interfaces. So plan for that at our meeting on June 16th. I'm going to cover some notes I got for field day. Hopefully I won't duplicate too much of Jerome's info, but just some stuff that I jotted down here, and then he'll have more for us as it comes around to him, but I'm going to drop it a second here. Field day will be June 26, 27, as always, and it'll be at the Prospect Arena, which is at 13805 West 52nd Avenue. 13805 West 52nd Avenue, west part of Arvada, and obviously it's on 52nd Avenue, and it's west of Ward Road, and just about to Eldridge Street. If you come to Eldridge Street, you went just a little too far. It's on the north side. We'll have signage out, and there's also Prospect has a sign there, but we'll have signage out, and we'll have parking for cars and campers and motorhomes, and that'll all be designated as we get it worked out. There were several of us out there today. just kind of doing a recon, and we'll have some measurements and drawings shortly, and where things will be placed and all that. We'll operate Class A, which is emergency power, as we've always done, and the number of transmitters we will operate will be determined a bit later. And let's see what else. We will, from the drawing and stuff, we'll designate where each station will be placed, and antennas and so forth, including the gota station, the get on the air station. So please come and participate. We want to get a big showing. Each station will require an operator and a logger, and we'll switch those around so everybody that cares to will get a chance to operate and or log. We've got a lot of people that just like to log, and they don't really care to get on the air, and that's fine. They always use help with the logging. And, our goal is just to have fun and allow everybody to share the field day experience. We will have a porta potty. That will be the facility. We will do our best to get the large handicap type, as we've done in the past up at the other site. So food and drink is hopefully with the Salvation Army canteen. And as always, there's a chance that if there's an emergency somewhere that they have to respond to, that we may not have the canteen. We've always been pretty lucky in the past, but if that should happen, we'll just deal with it when it happens. So let's see what else. Like I say, I'm probably duplicating some of Jerome's stuff. And if you plan to camp on site, that's fine. An area for camping will be designated by our coordinator or by a club officer, and there will be a quiet period starting at 10 p.m. And but we can still operate all night if we desire. But we have to respect the neighbors living close by, and that's will have a lot to do with where we place the operating areas and the generators, and so we don't disturb anybody. But we will be able to operate all night if somebody desires to do that. So we'll update our website here shortly, and look forward to a good field day and come and have a lot of fun. So back to you, Jim, W0GV.
W0GV, this is K02R. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. And K1 DBC drone, go ahead with your traffic, and that's yours.
All right, thanks, Jim. K02R, this is Daron, K1 DBC. Thanks, Jerry, W0GV, Club President, for all your help, and any other club members. This is a little bit lengthy, and I'll drop accordingly. I just want to thank everyone who's provided help so far and who's noted they can volunteer. I also definitely want to especially thank Mark, N0XRX, who's with the Denver Water Amateur Radio Club, for also providing amazing help with the event coordination. As you know, this event can't be put on unless people are willing to schedule and coordinate and understand architect and things put things on. So we appreciate that, and hopefully in the future we can have a little bit more formalized procedures here. But again, as mentioned, location and more info on W0TX.org, and I'll drop here for a moment.
W0TX repeater.
All right, this is Daron, K1DBC. An email will be shortly sent to the membership email, but it's live on my website now, K1DBC.com. You can also find a link on the W0TX.org website to that. I've set up a couple of sign-up forms. The first is for radio operation schedule. To ensure smooth operations and ensure we don't step on each other, at the moment, we perceive we will have 3 primary club stations set up based on what we've had in the past. For now, we believe 10 to 20 meters at one station, 40 meters on another, and 80 meters on the third. There are 30-minute shifts available. You can sign up for as many or as few as you want. It's first come, first serve. Please sign up. There's a primary and backup slot. Should the primary person not show up, the priority goes to the second person. We can also treat this as an operator/logger. So should nobody sign up during a time, or if nobody shows up at all, then it's free to operate on that station. Again, this is all currently up in the air, and this is what we're hoping for, but subject to change. Let me drop. This is Daron, K1DBC, the second form, which I also just actually sent out via email. If you had filled out the Google form indicating you wanted to volunteer, I just sent out an email. It's basically a voluntary shift sign-up. We will have 1-hour shifts. Feel free to sign up for the positions and times that work for you. Setup breakdown, check-in, gota, etc. Schedule is a little bit overkill at the moment, so some shifts may vary and not need filling. We haven't previously had a formal process like this, so this will be a learning process for all of us. Times and shifts are subject to change and may change at last minute. Please check in to our talk-in frequencies on the day of for any changes, and that's the same frequencies you're listening on now for these nets, 145-490 and 448-625. I'll also be following up directly with volunteers before the event just to cover the basics. One last drop for myself here. This is Daron, K1DBC. One last item. Even if you didn't volunteer, or if you can't volunteer, still check the volunteer sign-up form. If you can attend, we're looking for people who can bring in items such as chairs, tables, canopy tents, etc. So if you can, indicate that on there, and it'll make this event go smoother for everyone else. So yeah, again, thanks for everyone's patience this year. This all will be shortly available via email. It's all now available via my website, k1dbc.com. You can also find a link on the club's website, W0TX.org. With that, this is K1DBC, passing it back to K0TOR Net Control.
K1DBC, this K02R. Thanks, Jerome. Looking forward to that. And I don't see anyone else that indicated they had traffic when they checked in, unless I missed it. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TR, your net control station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now. Another item, this coming Wednesday, we'll actually support the Wheat Ridge siren test. At this point, we have all the positions filled. If you have not done a siren test in the past and you'd like to find out what it's all about, give me a call or drop me an email, and we'll certainly put you in a position with someone else, and they can go through and show you what's involved. It's not a very complicated procedure, but one that's very helpful to both the city of Wheat Ridge in this case, and 2 weeks ago we did Lakewood, so it's a big help to them, saves them a lot of time and questions about how well the sirens work and such. So again, if you've not done it before and you'd like to get some insight into what's involved, you can certainly be glad to pair you up with someone. So you can either call me at 303-798-2351, or you can send me an email at k0tor@arrl.net. All right, make one more call. Anyone with any other comments, information, or business for the net, please call now. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now.
Whiskey Zero, Sierra Bravo, Sierra, Tony Hudson.
And at Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. W0SBS Tony. Make one more call or any other late check-ins, please call now. want to go through and review the next weekend's contests and upcoming hamfests. At this point, we don't have any hamfests that are getting ready to open up. Hopefully that will change soon with COVID restrictions somewhat loosening, so look forward to passing that information on to you and attending. It'll be a great change. So let's see, the contest coming up this coming weekend. We got the DRCG Worldwide RTTY contest. That begins on June 12th at 0 hours Zulu, goes through June 13th until 15:59 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and of course that's a digital contest. Next we have the SMIRK contest. That begins on June 12th at 0 hours Zulu and goes to June 13th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That one on 6 meters, and that's a CWN foam contest. Next we have the Asian Pacific Sprint. That begins on June 12th at 1100 hours Zulu, goes through June 12th until 1300 hours Zulu. That one is on 80 and trying to figure out what this other one here is. 80 and 15 meters. So that's unusual, but 80 and 15 meters. And that's a foam contest. Let's see here where we're at. Next we got the Portugal Day contest. That begins on June 12th at 1200 hours Zulu, goes through June 13th until 1200 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that is a CWN foam contest. Next, we have the SKCC Weekend Sprintathon. That begins on June 12th at 1200 hours Zulu, goes through June 13th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That's on 160 through 6 meters, and that's CW contest. And next, we have the AGCW VHF UHF contest. That begins on June 12th at 1400 hours Zulu, goes through June 12th until 1800 hours Zulu. And that's on 2 meters and 440 meters, 400 meters, 2 meters and 70 centimeters, I'm sorry. And that is a CW contest. Next we have the GACW WWSA CWDX contest. That begins on June 12th at 1500 hours Zulu, goes through June 13th until 1500 hours Zulu. And that's on 80 through 10 meters. That is CW contest. And next we have the REF DDFM 6 meter contest. That begins on June 12th at 1600 hours Zulu, goes through June 13th until 1600 hours Zulu. That's on 6 meters, and that's a CWN foam contest. And lastly, we have the ARL June VHF contest. It begins on June 12th at 1500 hours Zulu, goes through June 14th until 02:59 hours Zulu, and that's on 6 meters and up. That's the CW phone and digital contest. A couple reminders. High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon with early check-ins beginning at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz on the 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army SaturnNet, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu. That's 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. They meet Monday through Saturday on a frequency of 14.265 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band. The Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio emitters: 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, the 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, the 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, the 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset. Our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset. and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz PL tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz PL tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency with two different frequency propagations, we ask that you monitor the frequency to assure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station, W0TX, node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with a 145.490 megahertz repeater. The repeater on 449.775 is now a C4 FM digital only repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz PL tone for activation except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have the 145.050 megahertz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 megahertz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6 meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with a required 107.2 hertz PL tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Valhart, W0GV. I'd like to put out a special welcome to K0GET Jeremy and N6 WHV Dick, visitors tonight, and we certainly invite them to come back any Sunday evening to join us. I'm always pleased to have visitors. And I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week. 7-3. And tonight we had a total of 38 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is now closed at 9:18, and the repeater is available for regular use. This is K0TR, Net Control Station, and please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
And this is K0TR. I'm clear, and good evening to all.